Morning, everyone. You guys hear me okay? Oops. Okay. Give me just a second here. All right. Ready to roll. Our chart's updating. Very well. There. Where's my cursor? Oh, there it is. They should be. They are connected. There we go. They don't seem to be, though, do they? As a matter of fact, nothing seems to be updating right here. And it's connected. That's not good. No problem there. All right. You know what? Let me. Yeah. This is live too. Let me sign off and sign back on. Okay, let me just log off it and log back on it. Yeah, I gotta slide that out of the way. Yeah, I got a problem. I may have to just close DT Pro right now. All right, it's gonna take a second here, guys. Task manager. Exit confirmation. Is this start and update? Just in little chunks, right? This is using 99% of my CPU. That doesn't make sense. I'm just gonna exit. And I just rebooted too. Okay. Well, hopefully I don't have to reboot again. But I locked the screen so you guys just see a little bit of charts right now. And my exit confirmation thing. Okay. Just give me a few minutes here, guys. Sorry about this. I didn't know this was going to happen. I had not anticipated this. I'm trying to kill some other things here. Oh yeah, this is not good. Hold on. Still working it out. Okay. I think I found the culprit. Now, let me open DT Pro back up. Morning, Jack. DT Pro is using almost all of it. Right now it's using 50%, Brian. Now it's 33.5%, 22%. Yeah, I'm just logging in. I'm having a technical issue here, Jack. Jack Emma. Usually I got my goal by now. Okay. It's opening back up and it looks like things are updating. So, all right. Here we go. Now we'll get back into it. Does it look to you like things are updating? Oh, you know what? I know what. Hang on, just a minute. There. That should help. Okay. So, now things are starting to update. Over here on the Russell, we're pulling back. There's our trend line. We don't have anything here on crude right at the moment. Natural gas isn't doing much. Back this out on the gold. Gold had a little bit of a long trade right here a minute ago. Right there. Now, it would have been there and not here because of the red on the cycle. You would need to close above the trend line. This is where the trend line would have been. Okay. And from there, did it go 4 ticks? It didn't actually go 4 ticks. So you can still actually get into that gold. Yeah, right here. 12.1. Okay, I just got long the gold at 12.1. All right, looking for 4 ticks profits, move the stop to break even. It was right there. Okay. And that up close over there on the Russell is a long trade too, right there. That's a momentum long trade, 58.1. With a momentum trade, as soon as you get any profit in the trade, you got to move your stop to break even. I should have moved my stop to break even because I was sliding my DOM over here for you. I gotta start moving my stop before I slide the DOM, so I don't end up in losing trades. All right, so on the gold, we're long, we're looking for 4 ticks profit there. On the Russell, we're long, we're looking for any profit to get our stop to break even. Okay, 8 ticks risk on both trades. Okay, 8 ticks risk on both trades. And we're just about, we just stopped out on the Russell. Okay. Okay. And we're still in the gold. Still waiting on the gold. So we got long there. Actually, the long on the Russell, I messed that one up. The long should have been from right here at 57.7. That was my mistake. Sorry. I was just so excited about having stuff moving again. All right. And we're long the gold. This is not one of those. It is one of these. All right. Now, let's see. We're still waiting here on the gold. All right, still waiting on the gold. And on the soybeans, let's see, we got that. On the crude oil, now we got that. Okay. Is that what the alert was? Okay, thanks, Matt. All right, we're still looking for 4 ticks profit or a close above the MA1 over here on the gold. All right. It's stink to start out with 2 losses. But I get the feeling that I was rebooting. I missed an opportunity or two. Or restarting DT Pro. Oops, sorry, my mic was off. Um, I stopped out on the gold and on the Russell. On the soybeans, the down close of the current bar would be a short trade. 71.75 is the high, 70.75 would be the low. That would also be a new low of the day. Sorry, I had my mic off. On the crude, we're looking for an up close right there, 51.50, 51.57. Actually, it's a momentum long trade going right into dynamic resistance, so I'm throwing my stop at break even. I was in at 56. Throw my stop at break even right away on that. Gonna lock in one tick on that. Okay. Gonna lock in 4 ticks. We'll see where it goes. All right, 4 ticks profit on the crude oil. Okay. There to there. All right. On the crude, there's our trend line. Natural gas, we have nothing, and over here on the gold, we don't have anything there either. Okay, at the moment. On the soybeans, we're still looking for that down close, but now that down close is going to be at 71, not 70 and a quarter. Okay. You good oil, but no way we could have. On the up close right there, you mean? I still had my order on from the prior bar. I mean, on the wherever it was. I had my order on from the prior bar. That's why I got in it. The lower number, 51.56. That's what happened there, Mike. I hadn't taken my order off or adjusted it yet when this bar closed where it did. I sound like I'm in a tunnel. I am in a room that has echo in it, I think. Well, when you break the low or the high of the day, Robert, generally I would expect it to keep going. Right now, though, it's just moved up a little bit, so now it's going to be right at the low of the day. Okay, 51.57 is the low on this. 51.61 would be the high. That's not going to be high enough on crude. It would be up at 51.65. Okay, that's what you'd be looking at there on crude. 51.65. All right, and the soybeans didn't close down, they closed up, so now we're going to move that trend line over. Okay. And natural gas, 64 up to 68 on the gas. Okay, and up close there at 68 on the gas would be a long trade. Crude 57 to 61, 61 to 65. Okay, there's the up close on the gas at 68. Okay. Four ticks profit or close above the MA1. There's 4 ticks. Stop to break even. Get rid of the original. Start. Just lock in 1 tick right there. Now, natural gas is usually a good trending market. when it starts trending. So I'm going to give this a little room. Okay, not trail my stop too close. Okay, over here on the crude. Well, over here on the crude, it doesn't look like we're going to get much. And we got one tick out of the gas. You can see it's going to keep going. All right, this up close right here on the crude is a long trade at 51.57. Okay. I just got long at 51.58 on the crude. And all these extra orders on here. I was waiting for it to close along the way in there, so I had all those other orders on. All right, so we need 4 ticks profit or a close above the MA1 on the crude oil. Okay, 4 ticks profit or a close above the MA1. There's the close above the MA1, stop to break even. The MA1 is this red and blue line right here on price. Okay, and we just closed above it. So my risk management rules say move the stop to break even when that happens. There's 4 ticks profit in it too. Lock in 1. And it should get up above 67 right here. Okay, that's where it should be going. Now lock in 4. 6. And then we're flat with 6 ticks. There to there. All right. This down close right here on the gold is a short trade. Okay, at 11.3. It's kind of odd the way that came together. I'm not really in love with the way it came together, but it is what it is. This up close right here on the Russell was a long trade, but I missed it right there. Okay, and the natural gas is now moving up, continuing to move up. On the soybeans, man, I gotta cancel my order over there. On the soybeans, we need SPAR to close somewhere so that we can draw the trend line properly. Okay. All right, so the Russell's got a higher swing in place. It needs to pull back and give us a long trade. Crude oil and natural gas and gold. On the gold, we need 4 ticks profit or close below the MA1. Move our stop to break even. On the crude, it's now pulling back a little bit, giving us a little divergence down here. The Russell is doing the same thing. Okay. All right. The Russell, I want to see a deeper pullback than that. Crude is putting in some dynamic resistance right there. That's what I wanted to see here. All right, on the gold, stop should go to break even. All right, plus a tick. All right, on crude, 78 up to 82. That would not be a momentum trade. That would be a regular old long trade there, from 78 up to 82. Regular slingshot long trade. On the golds, I would look for it to get down maybe one more tick there. There we go. And I locked in 5 ticks profit on that. There we go. I just got out at 10.3. Okay. Okay. The Russell is bouncing off the BBC right here. 58 is the low on this. So 58.4 would be the high, and up close there at 58.4 would be a long trade on the Russell. And there it is. I'm trying to fill, but I haven't gotten it yet. There we go. Okay, now we're filled. Now 4 ticks profit or close above the MA1, and stop goes to break even. Can I get up there? Stop is 8 ticks away. Okay. On crude, let's see, on crude, 51.75 is low, 51.79 would be the high. That would be okay. They're at 51.79 on the crude. Okay. We didn't put in a higher swing on the natural gas. Natural gas needs to close above here. Okay. So we're still waiting over here on the Russell. Still waiting. Time is at 9:57. What do we have for news events today? Do we have any high impact news events coming up? Look it up. 10 o'clock, we have JOLTS job openings. That's medium impact. And economic optimism is low impact. This afternoon, we have consumer credit. Okay. We didn't get the up close here on the crude, so no trade there. Gold, however. 10.8 is the high, 10.4 would be the low on the gold. 10.8 is the high, 10.4 would be the low. I seem to have lost my gold on. Here it is. Okay, that's no longer the case. Now we have a high of 11.1. We're going to have a low of 10.7. Okay. On the soybeans, we have a high of 73. We're going to have a low of 72. A down close at 72 on the soybeans would be a short trade. Okay. And we're just about to stop out on this Russell, it looks like. Well, we'll see. We'll see over there, guys. I should check the weekly trading zone on the Russell. Is it right above us? Or right below us? Russell zone 59.60. Okay. Well, I just stopped out anyway. Thank you. I wish I'd have known that before I got in that trade. Actually, I got in it 58.4. It should have gone up to 59. It actually did go up to 59. My zones should be on there, but I'll put it there. On here, I'll do this. That'll let me know. All right. And we were just getting back up there too. So right now we are minus 16 on the Russell, plus 2 on gold, plus 10 on crude, and plus 1 on gas. So we're minus 3 ticks after starting out with 2 losing trades. We didn't put in a higher swing over here. This down close here on the gold is a short trade right there at 10.7. Okay. And so far it's only gone 3 ticks of profit. So stop not at break even yet. 0.5, make sure I have 8 ticks of risk. And what we anticipate here is that the green line is going to turn down and get down into the cycle. That's what we anticipate. Okay, when it does, it should put in a lower swing and get down below 9.9. Okay, it should get below here. All right, the natural gas finally just put in a higher swing. That could also be a momentum long trade as it puts in the higher swing there at 675. And the soybeans just closed down too. The soybeans just closed down. So the soybean short was here at 72. Okay. The natural gas is a momentum long trade, so if you got into it, stop should go to break even as soon as you get profit in it. Okay. And the soybeans. Trying to drag everything over so you can see. All right, so I'm out at break even on the gas. I'm short the soybeans, about to move my stop to break even. And I'm short the gold. Okay. Just thought of something. All right, the gold looks like it's going against us right here. Make sure my stop's in the right place on that. It is. Make sure my stop's in the right place over here. It is. All right. Stop to break even on the beans. All right, now the soybeans, they want to get down here to 70. Okay, they want to get down to 70. Okay, we're out at break even on the soybeans. Wow, and the Russell's tanking here. There to there on the beans. And we're still short the gold. Right there. All right. How do you use the weekly zones? You can use them as support or resistance or areas not to trade. Susie, you can use them as targets if you want. Alright, looks like we're going to stop out of the gold too. We're looking for a down close over here on the Russell. 56.5 is the high, 56.1 would be the low. Okay. Looking for the down close over there on the Russell. Hoping we're going to bounce straight down. Nope. Off the YBR, but we didn't. We just stopped out on the gold. Okay. So we're going back and forth here with this gold. All right. I'm being challenged today. I did, Jim. I'm sorry to hear about that. All right. The crude just started to run. Today's Tuesday, right? All right. The Russell had the down close here. Okay. So stop should go to break even on that. I'm going to throw my stop at break even first this time. And now I am going to lock in 9 ticks. 12. And I'm flipping with 12 ticks on that. Okay, you know, I'm just gonna leave it over here because I think we're gonna have another trade here in just a second. This up close right here on the crude is also a long trade. It's a momentum long trade again, so actually it's not a momentum long trade. It's just a very old long trade. Go last. So on this one, 56.4 is the high, 56 is the low. I'm going to put a sell stop at 55.9 on the Russell. Okay. So if we get a down close there. Okay, on the crude, guys, your stop should be at break even on that. Okay, it's a momentum long trade. Mine's at +3 right now. +4. 5. 6. Okay, so I got 6 on the crude and 12 on the Russell. We're getting there, guys. Even with all these losing trades that I had. We triggered into the Russell again. I got to put that last one on though. There. Down to here. All right, so what we want to see on the Russell is the green line turn down and get down into the cycle. Okay, that's what we want to see. Green line turn down and get down into the cycle, and then we should see a lower swing in place. Okay. 52.03 is low on this. 52.07 would be the high. 52.03 is low. 52.07 would be the high on that, on the crude. Okay. Go to last. All right. I don't want to see the Russell go for the YBR here. I don't want to see that because that would definitely stop us out. Natural gas, we didn't put that on, did we? Let me look. No. I don't have a trade on in natural gas. And I stopped out on the Russell. Okay, so we're going back and forth a lot on the Russell. The one market that seems to be consistent here for us is crude. We are long crude again right now. Stop at break even. Okay. Stop at +6. And we're out. 6 more on the crude. Okay. The Russell stopped us out pretty much to the tick right there. Pretty much to the tick. All right. And the Russell. I hate it when it does that. All right. So currently, guys, we are -12 on the Russell, -6 on gold, +22 on crude, +1 on gas, and break even on soybeans. And I have a second trade in here on the gas. I did. It was a break-even trade. Yeah, I did. Just hadn't drawn it in. All right. I have a headache. All right. All right, we're pulling back here on the gold. Okay. On the crude, on the natural gas, and the Russell is just difficult right now. 12.7 is the low on this. 13.1 will be the high. On the gold. And we gotta wait. Okay. Now, on gold, 13.1 is low, 13.5 would be the high, so an up close at 13.5 would be a long trade on the gold. Okay, and on the soybeans, I'm going to draw a trend line like that. 73 is the high on this, 72 would be the low. That'd be right on the trend line, but I think that would be okay. I'm looking for the up close here on the gold at 13.5. That would be a momentum long trade. So if you get the up close at 13.5, get in there at 13.5. As soon as you get profit in it, stop to break even. Okay. There it is. There it was. All that. Watch the crude over here. Got to extend this trend line. That up close is a long trade right there on the crude. Although we don't have any divergence, it's a momentum long trade for 52.17. Let me finish drawing the trend line. Okay, I'm not in the crude. Yeah, we have a new trend line on the crude oil. Okay. I'm not in the crude, and I was in and out of the gold. The gold is setting up another trade right now. Okay. And natural gas, it's setting up again. 681 is low, 685 would be the high on that. we got going on here? Nothing we can do here with crude right now. Okay, the cycle's going down too steep over there. The soybeans went up, not down, so that order would not happen right there. Okay. Right now you're looking at 73.75 down to 72.75 on the soybeans. 73.75 down to 72.75. 13.4 is low on this. 13.8 would be the high on the gold. 13.8, and up close there would be momentum long trade on the gold. Okay, there's the up close. Now as soon as you get any profit in it, you would have to move your stop to break even on that. Okay, no trade here on the crude oil. Looks like the cycle is probably going to try to reset. And back over here on the soybeans, got a high of 73.75, you're going to have a low of 72.75. So a down close here is 72.75 would be a short trade on the soybeans. On the natural gas, you got a low on this bar of 681, you'd have a high of 685. 685. Okay. All right, now it's 680 to 684 on the gas, 680 to 684 on the gas. Okay. All right, there's the up close at 684. That's a momentum long trade. It was actually at 683, sorry. It was actually at 683 on the gas. So as soon as you get any profit in the trade, because it's a momentum trade, you got to move your stop to break even. Okay, as soon as you get any profit in that, you got to move your stop to break even. The only thing I really like right here is the soybeans. Where's my cursor? There it is. All right, that was the reset of the cycle right there on the crude. Okay, it's trying to drag it up now. And then we'll have some more long trades there on the crude oil. Okay. You'll see a pullback here, and then we'll have some more long trades on the crude oil. There. Now we have some divergence. Time is at 10:18 on a Tuesday. Watch the soybeans for the down close. On the crude right here, 28 is low on this. 32 will be the high. The next bar up will have a high of 36. That would be momentum long trade up at 36. Okay. All right, well, we've hit the BBC, and now it would be an up close at 33. That would be a regular slingshot long trade too. Okay. The Russell's a mess over here, but that's what you're looking at. All right. Now, we have a couple of things happening here. The natural gas is starting to move up a little bit. The crude oil did not close up on that last bar, so an up close on this bar would be a long trade. It's got a low of 28, it'll have a high of 32. That would be just a regular slingshot long trade. A high at 32. Oops. Okay, that high at 32 is a momentum long trade there on the crude. Stop to break even. I'm just going to lock in something. When I get out at 39, I just locked in 7 on that. Okay. And the gold is finally starting to move. Stop to break even on the gold. Everything's starting to move. Stop to break even on the gold. Natural gas, stop to break even. Okay, we just stopped out of the gold at break even. And natural gas, we're gonna lock in 1 tick. Okay, hold on. But I get 7 on the crude, right? That's the goal for the day. Break even on the gold, right? Yeah, break even on the gold. And we're +1 on the gas. So what time is it? 10:20. It took 50 minutes today. $50 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14 trades. And we are currently at, hang on a second, Bob. And we are currently at, let's see, $120 a contract. The goal for the day is to make $100 a contract in 10 trades or less. That's the goal. But the trades you don't use from prior days roll over, so I have thousands of them probably. So let me draw in these trades that I took. Okay, there was another one right there on the crude oil. By the way, I'm not in that one though. There's a momentum trade setting up on the Russell right now. Okay, a momentum trade setting up on the Russell, and we're still in the gas. Do that. Still in the gas from there. The gold we got in and out of. Got in there, and we got out there. We're not in the soybeans. The soybeans currently have a high of 73.75. They're going to have a low of 72.75. Okay, so down close at 72.75 would be a short trade on the soybeans. And up close, let me draw the trend line. We may be able to do it now. Yeah, you could get long on the gold again right now if you wanted. Well, too late now. It would have been a momentum long trade from right here. Okay, it would have been a momentum long trade from right there. And I have what? 1, 2, 3. 3 ticks on the soybean. I mean on the gas. Okay. Crude oil's jumping all over the place. Well, it's up mostly. And the Russell just went back up to its weekly trading zone. Okay. Okay, and the soybeans. Soybeans now have a high of 74. They're going to have a low of 73. That's not low enough. No trade here on the crude. It's going to reset the cycle. No trade here on the Russell. It's going into a weekly trading zone. And there was a momentum long trade over here on the gas. Okay. Let's see. On the soybeans, 74.25 is the high. 73.25 would be the low. So a down close at 73.25 would be okay to short the soybeans. Okay, there's not going to be anything here on the crude yet. Okay, and on the natural gas, we're testing the BBC. We still got, this is our trend line. And this I can get rid of. All right, now on the crude, as much as I don't want to because I think it's doing a cycle reset. If we go to down, close, nope, okay, good. Black step I just crossed up. There's no short trade on the crude. All right, back over here on the gold. Just got a regular slingshot long trade on close. Actually, that'd be a momentum trade too. At 14 and it'll close at 14 would be a momentum trade. Okay, so the Russell is up into its weekly trading zone now. We don't have anything we can do here on the crude yet. It needs to move up more and bring the cycle up. So we'll have some, we'll be able to get some divergence. Okay, on the gas, it needs to close up at 84. And the soybeans is starting to look less and less like they're going to be a trade here. 74.75 is the high, 73.75 would be the low. That would not be low enough. Okay, it would have to close down at 72.75, the next bar. Natural gas and up close of the current bar would be a long trade at 684. And gold and up close of the current bar would be a long trade at 14.0. Okay. Okay. The gas closed up and the gold closed down. So we're long on the gas at 684 and we got no trade on the gold. Okay. We still just need an up close above the trend line on the gold though. Okay. The Russell zone is 59 to 60, right? sure we only have 8 ticks risk on this. Yes. Yeah, the soybeans are looking less and less like a trade here, guys. Bob, the goal is $100 per contract. Okay. We recommend that be what you try to get. Okay. If you can consistently get that, then you just need to add contracts. All right. Crude oil is selling off a little bit here. It's got a high of 49. It's going to have a low of 45 on the crude. Okay, down close there at 45. It's a short trade on the crude oil. And I just jumped in at 47. I'm short crude at 47. Okay. And 4 ticks profit are closed below the MA1, and the stop goes to break even. There, 4 ticks profit, stop at break even, get rid of the original. Okay, so we're flat with 5 profit on the crude. We need to put in a lower swing here. We're still in this natural gas. I thought we were going to stop out on it, but so far we're still in it. So far. My mic wasn't on, Rob. I was chewing. You could, Rob, you can trade, depending on what market it is, you could trade, 5, 10, 20 contracts. If you're doing the ES, you could trade as many as you want. I do 1 contract in here because I used to do more, and people would try to follow me and trade as many as I was trading, and they blow up their accounts too quickly because they could only deal with 1 loss or maybe 2 losses sometimes. So I only trade 1 contract in here. I don't keep track of average win percentage. At the end, I keep track of how much money I make, how many trades I take, all that. And my mic wasn't on. I was eating breakfast. You only live once, Al. Yes, Rob. Going back to January of 2013. And my mic was off because I was chewing again. All right, we need to close above the MA1 here on the natural gas, put our stop to break even. All right, hopefully we'll be able to when we close above the MA1, if we close above the MA1. All right, we're about halfway through the morning session here, guys, and currently we are minus 12 on the Russell, minus 6 on gold, plus 34 on crude, and plus 4 on gas. And I know we'll work on it. It is you. All right, we're looking for the up close here on the natural gas. Okay. Need 4 ticks profit or close above the MA1 to move the stop to break even. The MA1 is the red and blue line here on price. I'll go over the trade setups here in just a minute, okay? I want to finish managing this natural gas trade, and then I'll go over the trade setups, okay? All right, on the crude oil, starting to pull back. There's a trend line for that. Okay, on the gas, stop to break even. On the crude, it needs to close below the trend line. Alright guys, I am going to take a moment here and show you the trade setups, okay, because I think I'm going to get stopped out of this trade break even. I'm going to slide it off so I can manage it over here on the side. And for all the new people who are in here today, the people who are here for the first time, I will go through the trade setups for you. Okay, these are the rules that I trade by in the live trading. Okay. Now, crude oil is probably where we had the most obvious examples. Give it a second. We're still in that gas trade so far. Somehow. Come on. It's loading more data right here, I think. I hope. There we go. Alright, so what I was looking for was an example of this trade setup right here. And it's going to be a long trade. There's one. Okay. Alright, so the MA1 is the red and blue line here on price. Okay, that is the MA1. The green line is the BBC. The black step line is the black step line. And down here inside the slingshot, the red and blue line down here is called the cycle. The green line I refer to as the green line. And the brown line, don't worry about for now. Okay, if you're on the free trial, don't worry about that brown line. We're still in that natural gas trade. I'll show you my DOM. Okay. Just going to lock in a couple of ticks on the gas trade. I have 2 ticks profit locked in on that. Now, step 1. Remember the MA1 is the red and blue line on price. Step 1 is for it to cross the BBC right here for a long trade. The MA1 crosses above the BBC for a long trade. Step 2, price pulls at least 1 tick away from it after the cross, pulls away from the BBC after the cross. You can see it's done that. Step 3, price pulls back down and touches the BBC right here. You see it hit the BBC right there? Now when it hits the BBC, you look down here, make sure that the cycle is blue and above the green line. Okay, it's going to be blue and above the green line. The entry is the up close on the other side of the entry is just the up close off the BBC. So in this case right here, we would have been looking to go long at 51.72. Okay, we would have been looking to go long at 51.72. I'm going to lock in some more profit on that natural gas trade. It's starting to move. I'm a minute 84. I'm going to lock in 6 ticks on it now. Okay, I'll put it over here so we can watch it together. And that's it. Okay, that's the whole trade setup for bounce off the BBC. All right, you get your cross, that's step 1. Pull away is step 2. Pull back and test to the BBC with an up close off of it is step 3. It doesn't actually have to close off the BBC. It can go below the BBC. As long as this black step line is still above it, then you can still go for a long trade. Okay, as long as the black step line is above the BBC, you can still go for the long trade. All right, and what you anticipate every time is that the green line is going to turn up and work its way up into the cycle. When it gets up into the cycle, you should be putting in a higher swing. You should be putting a swing higher than the prior pivot high. Okay, like we did right here. Once it does that, it should do it all over again. And you keep trying it until either the black step line crosses below the BBC or the cycle goes down against you at a 45-degree angle or better. Okay, we are finally out of that natural gas trade with 6 ticks profit. Okay, now that's this trade on this side. All right, now on the other side, you see we had right here the same thing, just in a reverse. We had a bearish cross, tested the BBC with a down close. Here, the cycle is red and below the green line. So your entry would have been the down close right here. All right, for that move down. Okay, now let's go over here to where I actually traded this morning. Right here. Okay, now what happens in here, let's do this one instead. What happens in here is price came down on the up close. What the heck? I'm going to use a different example because in that one, here we go. Let's use this example over here. This one would be best. Price starts to pull back toward the BBC. You see it starting to pull back toward the BBC right here, but it doesn't actually hit the BBC. Okay, and if you look down here, you'll see the cycle is the wrong color. Okay, so rules for using a trend line when the BBC is not touched on the pullback and or the cycle is the wrong color. Okay, even if it had hit the BBC, if the cycle is the wrong color, you still need to close above the trend line. So you start drawing a trend line as soon as you can. You start drawing a trend line. All right, you need 2 bars to draw a trend line. So as soon as you can start drawing it, you do. And what you got to look for down here, the cycle still has to be above the green line for a long trade or below it for a short trade. But what you're looking for is for the close above the trend line. Okay, for a long trade to be a close above, for a short trade to be a close below. It doesn't have to be a full bar above like this one. It can just be the close. You know, it can just be the close. It can just be the top of the bar. You know, like back here, that was the trend line. Now, if you look down here, you'll see the cycle was the wrong color. So you need to close above the trend line. Over here, this would have been a momentum long trade because we ran out of divergence. You'll hear me say that's going to be a momentum trade. I don't take all the momentum trades, but in this particular case, there was a trade in there. Right in here, this was a close above the trend line, right here, okay? When price hits the BBC, you stop adjusting the trend line. As long as it's moving down to the BBC, you can adjust it to take into account any wicks that might stick up through it. But right here, you see there's a wick sticking up through it. And I didn't adjust it because right here we had already hit the BBC. So you stop making adjustments until it gets down to the BBC. Okay, I mean, so you're making adjustments. You stop making adjustments once it hits the BBC. All right. Right in here, I missed this long trade. I missed this long trade. This one. And that one. Now, a momentum trade is when your entry is already on the other side of the MA1. Like this right here, the entry would have been the up close of this bar. You know, I was just eyeballing it. I didn't actually draw the trend line for you. But the entry would have been the up close of this bar. Okay. The up close of this bar. Now the entry is already on the other side of the MA1. Okay, so let's talk about risk management for a minute. When I'm in a trade, I move my stop to break even when price closes on the other side of the MA1, which is red and blue line here on price again. Okay, when it closes on the other side of the MA1, or I get 4 ticks profit in the trade. It doesn't have to show me 4 ticks here. It's going to show me 4 ticks on the DOM. Okay, so when I'm watching the DOM, if I'm in a trade, like let's say I got in here at 693, if I see it tick on 697, it might not show on the chart yet, but if it ticks on 697, I'm putting my stop at break even. Okay? And you'll see when I put my stop at break even, more often than not, I just drop another order on right at the break even point, and then I go back and cancel the original stop. All stops are 8 ticks to begin with. Okay? All stops are 8 ticks to begin with. And we just missed a nice crude trade. See, right here, you would have been drawing your trend line like this. And the up close right here is where you would have gotten into this. All right, now these are range bars. So like this bar right here has a low of 89, I know it's going to have a high of 93. If the low stays at 89, then the high is right there at 93. See that? And this right here is a momentum long trade at 97. Okay. This is another momentum long trade at 53.02. All right. Does everybody get that? Do you understand why? Okay. You got 33 ticks out of that, Aman? Good. All right. That's it. That's all there is to it. That's everything that I do in here over and over and over again every day. All right. About a 45-degree slope. You don't want to trade against it. Like right here, you don't want to go long against this. All right, the 45-degree slope on the cycle. If it's 45 degrees or greater, you don't want to go long against, this one. And you don't want to go, no, let me find one. Oh, crap. And you don't want to go short against one that's going up. Okay. That's it, guys. That's all I do in here, day after day. Okay. I'll send it to you, Rob, after I update it today. Okay. Everybody who's on the free trial is going to get it. All right, is going to get the spreadsheet. Everybody who's on the free trial will get the spreadsheet, and we'll get that screenshot that I just showed you, that picture, this one. That will be sent to you as well. Okay. That will be sent out to you later today. All right. Time is it? 10:56. We got just a half an hour left in here, guys. If anybody has any questions that they've asked that I haven't answered, can you please just copy and paste them in again? The questions scroll up out of view, and I can't see them. All right. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with oil here, but it just jumped just about $1 a barrel. And there was a there was a long trade from right over here. Sorry, I was eating my breakfast again. I do need to eat. Mm, no, the news that was coming out came out an hour ago, and today's Tuesday. So there's, um, the crude inventories come out tomorrow, and I could, John. Do I trade the S&P 500? If so, it's right here. Okay. I don't trade the ES. I don't have a DOM open for the ES because it just doesn't provide as many opportunities as the other markets do. You can see so far this morning, it provided a long trade from back here, and now it's loading data. It's provided a couple of trades so far today, I think. But it doesn't matter what market you wanna trade. It's the same setup, the same everything. Same set of indicators, same trade setup, same everything from market to market. Okay. Wow, looking at the ES really messed me up. But there would have been a long trade from back here somewhere. Okay. I'm just going to minimize this for right now. It's not helping. The ES is too volatile? No, it's not volatile enough. All right. Steve, we use a 4-tick range chart because we never wanted to risk more than $100 a contract. And on things like the ES and soybeans and some currencies, it's $12.50 a tick. You can bump this up or down to whatever you want. The 8-tick stop, is 2 bar lengths. So whatever you change it to would have to be 2 bar lengths. Okay. Is it just me, or does my data look like it's coming in little chunks? Okay. Um, well, Russell's kind of a mess over here, getting out of the weekly trading zone. Wow, it seems like my data is all messed up right now. Everybody else is okay, right? It's just me that's having this issue.
Yeah, I believe so, Michael.
Okay. Thank you. I mean, I'm actually plugged in. It's not wireless. Okay. Well, let me... George, can you trade E-mini contracts? You can. The Russell that I'm trading over here, that's an E-mini contract. The ES is an E-mini contract. The other ones, if you were to trade mini contracts on, say, like crude oil, there's a big spread between them. Okay.
The four E-minis are the Dow, the S&P, the Russell, and the NASDAQ, and yeah, you can trade them all with this methodology. Absolutely.
All right. On crude right now, this is what our trend line looks like. Okay, on the Russell, we had a bearish cross, but price didn't pull away until right in here. We hit the BBC there and had a down close there. Okay, so on the Russell, the short would have been right there. On crude, now you see how we have that wick sticking out of the bottom right there? See right there? There's a wick sticking out of the bottom. We got to move our trend line to take that wick into account. Okay. Okay. All right. We're going to move the trend line again. This time the wick is down there. Okay. Well, you got a spread in the Forex pairs, George, so it's a little bit different. We've looked at it before. You'd have to make some adjustments because you can't do a Forex pair with a 4-tick range chart. All right, the spread's usually more than 4 ticks. All right, on the Russell. Come on. This is our trend line. Okay, so on the Russell, we're looking for a down close of the current bar. 1258 is the high. $12.58 is the high, so 12.57.6 would be the low. Now 12.58.2 is high. Yeah, my charts are not keeping up anymore. All right. Well, that's always what I do, John. I always buy the dips. That down close right there on crude is a momentum short trade at 53.06. Say momentum short trade. All right, it's already gone into profit from 53.06 down to 53.03. With a momentum trade, you want to move your stop to break even as soon as you can. Okay, so in this particular case, you should have been in and out of it already. Okay, the way that the charts are updating for me, it's pretty slow. I got 1 tick locked in, 2 ticks locked in. 3 ticks locked in. 4. So you might have noticed that I exit my trades with a trailing stop as well. I don't have targets on them because if it starts to really crank for whatever reason, then I get more of it. Oops, and I just took 4 ticks profit on that. All right. So currently we are minus 12 on the Russell, minus 6 on gold, plus 38 on crude, plus 10 on gas, and break even on soybeans. Ah, yeah, I don't do that. You know that, John. And did I send you the spreadsheet yesterday, John? I don't think I did I? Did we do an open house today? We must have.
Yeah,
Okay. I didn't see the email come through.
I sent you a copy of the email.
Okay. Well, I will have to check it. All right, that's all good. Figures we did an open house and I start out with 2 losing trades. That always happens when we do open houses. But, okay, a down close of the current bar over here on the Russell would be a short trade. It's got a high of 58.1, looks like. You'll have a low of 57.7. So a down close at 57.7 will be the short trade. Okay. It would be a momentum short trade too because the entry is below the MA1. All right, guys, it's 11:13. We got about 10 minutes left in here before I wrap it up. Does anybody have any questions that I did not answer? That's the new trend line for the Russell. Okay, so there's no trade over there right now. If you have any questions that I didn't answer, yes, Mike. Here, let me open it up. I don't think that's going to help too much with the problems that I've been having here, but I'll try it anyway. Uses a whole bunch of math, Susie. The symbols of the instruments on NinjaTrader. I don't know off the top of my head. The ES is still the ES, but you would have the ES and then 6-15, I think. Soybeans, I think, are still ZS, but 5-15. Gold would still be GC. That would be 6-15. Natural gas, I think, is just NG. And that would be 5-15. Crude oil, I think, is just CL, and that would be 5-15. The Russell is TF, and that would be 6-15. Okay. Alex, so far we're -12 on the Russell, -6 on gold, +38 on crude, +10 on gas, and break even on soybeans. I don't trade it, Brian, but I have one somewhere in here. Here it is. Oops. All right, I don't actually trade it. I already have 2 indexes open, so I don't keep this open, but it's the same stuff. You get your bullish cross, price pulls away, price pulls back down. You get an up close, cycle is blue and above the green line, you go long. Okay, it's all the same. Which market? 52.94, 52. Which market, Joe? Crude. At 11:13. 52. That went down to 52.94. Man. Yeah, I really gotta get that at the computer working. Okay, let me scroll over to see what you're talking about. Okay. It would be a momentum short, Raja. Yeah, that looks about right. This one right here, is the one you're talking about. We'll do in the 164 long, Joe. Okay. Raja, it would, if it did close down below there, it would have been it would have been a momentum short trade. You see it closed up, so we're going to move the trend line over, start a new one right now. Kari, were you able to get all those things? I just saw your email. I went over them pretty quick. Okay, good. Trying to slide this down. It's not letting me. I think we're just going to limp into the close here. To the close of the live trading room anyway. All right, I don't think I'm going to take any more trades the way my computer is acting right now. I think the charts are not moving and the DOMs are. So I think I need to restart this computer. Anyway, I am just going to bring up the spreadsheet. All right, I know I'm starting a little early today. It's not the thing that I normally use, Stan. When I go places, I have like a whole office ready for travel, and that computer would not boot up. So I have a laptop that I bring as a backup, and that booted up just fine. That's what I'm using. But it seems like it's good for like an hour and a half. And then for some reason, it slows down. Well, I normally start the spreadsheet at 11:25. Today I'm going to start it at 11:22. Okay. And here it is. Okay. For those of you guys who are new in here, this is the spreadsheet that we do at the end of the live trading room every day. Oops. Yeah. Just do 7 April. And we do it here in front of you, putting in the results that we got during the live trading room. Now, on the soybeans, we had 1 break-even trade. On the Russell, we had 3 trades. We lost 12 ticks. On natural gas, we had 4 trades. We made 10 ticks. On crude oil, that was our big winner of the day. We had 6 trades. Looks like we made 38 ticks. On gold, we had 5 trades. Oops, 5 trades and lost 6 ticks. Sorry, lost 6 ticks. Today it took us 50 minutes and 14 trades to get our goal for the day. And when we closed that trade out, we were up $120 a contract. We took a total of 5, 10, 15, 19 trades today. Okay. Now, let me fix this. All right. Did those total down right? I didn't notice. Let me just check something. Minus 13. Yeah, that one did anyway. Put it back to minus 12. This one, make it 11. Yeah, that one did. Make it back to 10. And this one, 39. Yep, put that back to 38. And this one, minus 7. Minus 6. Okay. All right, so they did. So on the day, we lost 12 on the Russell, we made 10 on gas, we made 38 on crude, and we lost 6 on gold. So that is 18, that's $300 a contract we made. It took us 50 minutes and 14 trades to get to our goal for the day. The goal is always $100 a contract, but when we closed out the trade, we were up 120. Took a total of 19 trades today. On the month, we're up 1480 so far, 1480. If you apply an $8 commission to every trade we've taken, you would be up $968 net. If you apply a $5 commission to every trade we've taken, you would be up $1160 net. Average daily profit net, average daily net profit with an $8 commission, $242. Average daily net profit with a $5 commission, $290 so far for this month. Gross profit daily, gross average daily profit so far for the month, $370. This is what we have on the year so far. Trading one contract, 2 hours per day. Okay? Yes, that's right, Steve. Trading one contract, 2 hours per day, $15,985 a contract. That's what we've done so far in the live trading room. Okay? If you go back to last year, if you want to get a better look at it, right here. If you would have added one contract per month last year and just done what we did in the live trading room, you would have been up $581,327 trading 12 contracts at the end of the year. Right? But these were, and this is our spreadsheet. The spreadsheet goes all the way back. It's got all the daily results, all the way back to the 2nd of January 2013. Okay. The only days that are not in here are days that I did not trade. Okay, and there's not too many of those. There might be 5 of those maybe in the last 3 years. Okay, so you can see the results. At the end of the year last year, we had an average monthly gain in the live trading room, average monthly gross of 6,798 at the end of last year. And the year before, I don't know if I did all those numbers for the year before. I don't think I did. I must have, because we're March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Yeah, I didn't. Last year, we kept the same format all year last year. Okay, for recording the results. The year before, we started out, we traded the ES, the NQ, and the YM. But it ended up being that we weren't trading them as much as we were trading some of these other ones, like the Russell and natural gas and the Euro, soybeans. So I changed it so that the Euro and soybeans and natural gas, not the Euro, but the Russell, the soybeans, and natural gas were over on this side, and the ES, NQ, and YM would be grouped together. Okay? Just so you know. The red ones are losing days. The red ones are losing days. There's a little thing down at the bottom. If it's blue like this, it means we got our goal, but we gave it all back. If it's yellow, we ended positive, but we didn't get our goal. If it's green, we ended positive and we got our goal. If it's red, we didn't end positive and we didn't get our goal. You can see there's not too many red days. You know, we went a couple months here without getting any red days. Wow, right here, September 22nd. We had all of October, all of November, all of December, all of January, into February before we had a red day. Then we had a blue day and a red day, then a red day and a blue day. And so far this month, we're all red. It'll be emailed, Mike. It'll be emailed. Okay, let me just save it. File, save as. Save. Okay. And that is it. I'll email the spreadsheet to everybody who signed in here today, okay? So you guys can take a look at it. That seems to be the thing that you guys are all asking for. I'll do it later on, and you're gonna have to look in your spam folder for it because I'm gonna do a mass email to, I'm gonna BCC everyone and do a mass email to y'all. So it'll probably go right into your spam folder. Okay. All right. So that's the spreadsheet. Now let me show you how to get into the next session. All right. The next session starts at the top of the hour, and most of you, I think, are familiar with it, but let me show it to you anyway. Here it is. Okay. To get into the next session, which starts at the top of the hour, you just go to cfrn.net and scroll down on the right-hand side to where it says click here and click there. Then scroll down to where it says watch live now and click there and fill out this little form. When you fill out this little form, you'll be sent a link to get into the next session prior to the next session every business day for the rest of the month of April. Okay, there's the link for that. I'll paste that twice. There's a link. Okay, and if you have not taken a free trial with us, because we had the open house today, if you have not taken a free trial, to take the free trial, just go to cfrn.net. In the right-hand column where it says name, put in your name. Where it says email, put in your email. Click register for a free trial. When you do that, you'll be sent a confirmation link. Okay, you got to click on the confirmation link. If you don't click the confirmation link, we don't know you took the trial. Okay, you got to click that confirmation link. All right, that's it, guys. I'm going to wrap it up, and I will catch you all